sa ating mga kabataan ang nagkaka-interes matuto ng martial arts dahil sa mga napapanood nila sa telebisyon at internet, mga sikat na personalidad, mga medalya at parangal, at syempre ang blay na sinturon. Pero bukod sa mga ito, ano nga ba ang naituturo ng martial arts sa ating mga kabataan? Yan ang aalamin natin ngayong hapon dito sa Usapang Martial Arts kasama ang Masters, ang pangunahing yugto ng ating series na pinamagatang Sports for Kids Martial Arts. Magandang hapon po. Ako po si Mommy Happy ng Teach My Child, ang programang naglalayong tulungan ang ating mga kabataang maximize ang kanilang potensyal. Kaya siguraduhin po ninyong mag-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel at i-like at follow kami sa Facebook, Twitter at Instagram kung nais ninyong malaman ng iba't ibang pamamaraan upang ilabas ang galing ng inyong mga anak. Isang napakalaking karangalan po na ipakilala namin sa inyo ang 4 sa pinaka-nire-respetong martial arts experts sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Para po sa karate, si Sensei Richard Anthony Lim or Sensei Ricky Lim, Presidente ng Karate Do by AEK or Association for the Advancement of Karate Do, Presidente ng Karate Pilipinas Sports Federation at Country Director ng International Karate Do Gojukai Association, Philippines. Para sa Arnis, si Master Gerald Cañete, Executive Vice President ng Philippine Eskrima Cali Arnis Federation. Para sa Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, si Coach Arthur Alvin Aguilar, founder at head coach ng Deftac Ribeiro Jiu-Jitsu Philippines, presidente at founder ng Universal Reality Combat Championship or URCC, at presidente ng Wrestling Association of the Philippines. Para sa capoeira, si Coach Cookie Pido, ang tinatawag ni Mestre Fantasma, presidente ng Asia Capoeira Philippines at vice-presidente ng Asia Capoeira Federation. Bago tayo magpatuloy, Masters, maaari niyo po bang bigyan ng maikling ideya or parang brief background ng ating mga tagapanood kung ano nga ba ang inyong martial arts na kinakatawan? Magsimula po tayo kay Sensei Ricky Lim.
Ay, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. My name is Richard Lim. I'm with Karate Do. Well, karate is a Japanese martial arts, meaning kara, meaning empty, and then te, hand. No? So, do simply means the way of the empty hand. Karate is a Japanese martial arts wherein we practice punches, kickings, throwing. So, it's a whole body training for good for kids. No? So, kompleto siya.
Yan, si Master Gerald Cañete naman po ng Arnis.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. For Arnis, Arnis is indigenous Filipino martial art. Sariling atin. In the Philippines, we know it by commonly known by 3 names. Arnis, of course, Eskrima, and Cali. So these 3 names resemble is the term used in martial arts. Yeah. And the Filipino martial art is weapons-based. So we use sticks, we use double stick, long stick, swords, and knives. So it's good training, just like Karate Do and the other martial arts, of course. Again, it's indigenous to the Philippines. It's our native martial art and sport.
Okay. Para naman po sa Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Coach Alvin Aguilar.
Okay, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Okay, what we do is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Specifically, we do Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu has been around ever since. It came from Japan originally. The version that we teach is from the Brazilians, specifically the Gracie family. It's a grappling art. It's a grappling art with an emphasis on ground fighting. So what we do is we emphasize a lot of leverage, a lot of a full body workout, and we make sure that even the weakest person will be able to execute all of our moves as effectively as possible.
At para naman po sa capoeira, Coach Cookie.
Magandang hapon po. Ang capoeira ay isang martial art galing Brazil. ito po ay halo ng martial art or combat style, dance, music, movements like acrobatics, and a lot of history and philosophy that has made Brazil what it is today.
Okay, thank you po sa inyong brief introduction. Pumunta na tayo sa first part ng ating panel discussion, pagsisimula sa martial arts. Sensei Ricky, ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng martial arts kumpara sa ibang mga sports and other extracurricular activities?
Well, basically, ang martial arts kasi focuses on the athletic side. And then there's also, sa martial arts kasi it's not only the physical aspect, there's also the mental and the spiritual. So, ang tinuturo namin sa karate is to learn, appreciate hardship, and so more on repetition, paulit-ulit ang ginagawa nila to strive makuha yung ultimate dream nila na, let's say, if they want to become black belt. So step by step, and then hindi siya masyado acrobatic unlike other sports, no? Like let's say basketball, volleyball. Ang karate kasi wala kang sense of accomplishment. Siguro pag sumasali ka lang sa tournament, doon mo nakikita na nanalo ka. But in terms of when you're training, makikita mo na lang yung at the end result. Yung gumagaling ka na not knowing, no? It becomes a part of you. Just like when you walk or when you breathe, it becomes normal, it becomes natural because you do it every day. So, gano'n ang tinuturo ng karate to become part of you. It's hindi gaya ng sports na like yun nga, basketball, it's skills, no? So sa karate, it's life skills.
Got it. Thank you po, Sensei. Coach, or Master Cañete, Master Gerald, base po sa inyong karanasan, ano po yung pinakamalalaking misconception ng ating mga estudyante po or mga magulang na gusto nilang i-enroll yung kanilang mga anak?
I think in martial arts, we always get the misconception that it's just about fighting. Like maglalaban yung mga bata and stuff. In a way, it is that we do teach. Martial arts is about skills on self-defense to protect oneself and fighting, know how to fight. But I think overall, the most important thing about martial art is the core principles or the benefits of martial arts, which is discipline, respect, humility. These are, for me, the best qualities as a martial art and as a sport as well. No? Just like what Shihan Sensei Ricky said, unlike let's say ball games like let's say basketball, which is very popular in the Philippines, it teaches you sportsmanship, true, but in martial arts it's a bit different. The pace can be a little bit slower. You can feel the progress when you participate in competitions, but it's more of a self-development of the child or the person to strive to make oneself better as a person.
Okay po. Coach Cookie and Coach Alvin, by any chance, meron ba kayong mga na-encounter na bata na gustong mag-martial arts? Kasi nakikita nila yung mga napapanood nila sa TV, ang gagaling sumipa, ang gagaling mag-tumbling. Parang isip nila, gusto na rin nilang matutunan yung mga yon. Meron ba kayong mga ganun na encounter?
Well, yes, that's how my martial arts career actually started. When I was 9 years old, I watched all the ninja films and I said, paglaki ko gusto ko ganyan.
Ayun. Coach Cookie, kayo po, sa experience ninyo, ano yung mga parang goals, ganun, or parang mga misconceptions pwede ng mga parents na iniisip nila, or yung mga anak nila, kapag ginawa nila yung inyong martial art, ay, ganun yung mangyayari sa kanila?
It's funny because I also started out that way. I wanted to be a ninja. I always played ninja games with my cousins, my siblings when we were small. And just like the martial arts shows, movies that we saw before, mga tumatalon, tumatumbling, nahuhulog, hindi nasasaktan, yun yung mga idol na gusto gayahin ng mga bata. And you actually see kids on the streets copy the flips and pretend fight, just like what you see in the movie. So yun yung mga pictures that people have in their head and that they think they'll do immediately once they start a martial art. Any martial art.
Copy po. Nako, napakadami po palang katulad natin din, no? Yun yung mga expectation. Ayun. Coach Alvin, base sa mga natatanggap ninyong inquiries for enrollment in your classes, ano yung mga usual na hesitations naman or agam-agam na mga magulang bago nila i-enroll yung kanilang mga anak?
Okay. The first one is especially natatakot sila kasi baka pag-enroll nila magiging, mapapaaway yung anak nila because sobrang kampante na and everything. But actually the opposite happens when you do martial arts. When you do martial arts, you're taught humility, you're taught hard work, you're taught dedication. But most of all, you're also taught confidence. Confidence, not people mistake the confidence that you get in martial arts. Confidence means, hindi lang, kaya ko upakan to, hindi. The confidence of being yourself and being your real self, to be able to stand up when you have to, and to be able to deflect whatever situation occurs when a bully or some other confrontation is in front of you. So that's what we have to deal with. But eventually, we've proven ourselves. I'm just very, very happy that we're blessed to be, one of the largest teams in Asia, especially for kids. And our kids have been doing really, really well. And I hope we continue to do that so we can continue to bring honor to our country.
Ang ganda po nung sinabi ninyo, Coach, na yun nga, hindi siya yung parang dahil alam mo yung sport or dahil alam mo yung martial art na yun, magiging aggressive ka na yung parang susugod ka na sa ibang mga tao. Ayan. Tingin ko si Coach, Sensei Ricky, meron po ba kayong gustong idagdag dito? Especially po given na yung karate do is the way of the empty hand.
Ang tinuturo kasi ng martial arts is dedication, and then love for your craft, then humility, and then there's no such thing as perfect, but you always strive to get as close as you can, no? And what we teach in karate, hindi dahil we teach them how to punch and how to kick, it doesn't mean that they will do it. No? Karate, the primary aim of karate is to tell the children or the adults na ang karate is for self-defense. No? That's why if you notice in karate, I'm sure you notice this, Happy, no? All of our movements in karate starts with a block. Diba? In the kata, we always start with a block because karate is a self-defense martial art. So, of course, we learn how to attack because in the sports side, there is competition. No? So it's point system. But again, tinuturo natin sa bata yung hirap, yung dedikasyon sa training para ma-appreciate nila ang hardship. Para when they go out in the real world, let's say in school, pag nahihirapan sila, they will not give up because sanay na sila sa hirap when they train in karate. So it can reflect in their daily lives.
Ayun. Coach Cookie. Ayun. Since yung capoeira, tinuturo din kahit sa mga bata as young as 4 years old and now ngayon po magkakaroon ng toddlers class, 2 years old. Paano nyo ina-address ibang concerns ng mga parents na kapag nagsimula na yung kanilang anak sa capoeira, maaaring mas makulit na sila, mas malikot, lalo na with all the awu, the cartwheels, ayun. At saka at the same time, baka mamaya mapaaway din sila, given na alam nila kung ano yung iba't ibang mga movements. Paano naman po sa capoeira?
Sa capoeira, it's a very energetic martial art. Training is very lively. So in terms of being more makulit, more energetic, I think the kids are going to use up a lot of their energy in class and they're going to end up a little bit more subtle after class. When we teach younger children, it's more of the movements of the different parts of the body. And it's more individual movements first before they actually play with each other. And we emphasize the word play rather than fight. So I think that will help with the concerns of the parents. And importante din na the younger the child, the more involved the parent is in their training. Kasi syempre pag toddler, diba, kailangan nandun yung parent or an adult assisting with the movements, helping with which foot goes where the hand goes, where the head goes. So there's a lot more of that involved. So the parents will be more involved with their child during that training.
Ang ganda ng Coach Cookie kasi sabi nyo, involved yung parents. So ibig sabihin, alam din nila kung paano nababago ng martial arts yung karakter ng kanilang anak magmula ng day 1 ng training hanggang tumaas na yung level nila. Diba? Okay, so unang parang pinakaalam ng mga tao na benefit ng martial arts, health benefits, or benepisyo sa kalusugan. Ayan, Master Gerald, magtatanong po ako sa inyo. Ayan, Master Gerald, tanong po, anong mga klase ng ehersisyo yung ginagawa sa bawat klase? Tingin niyo po makakatulong sa mga kabataan na...
Can you say that again, please?
Anong klase mga exercises po or parts ng inyong mga classes yung pinaka nakakatulong sa mga bata na lumakas yung kanilang pangangatawan?
Yes.
So,
I think my personal opinion on this one is I think like for our niece and for all martial arts, basic training, like sabi ni Shihan Ricky, defense is, I feel is one of the best, to make it adds that confidence, and it adds that that reaction ng mga bata on how they learn how to defend themselves. And if we're talking about maging matibay sila, again, defense is a good practice. Learning how to properly defend oneself against strikes, I think that's very important.
Okay. Ayun. Naalala ko po, nung nagte-train pa ako kay Sensei Ricky, may iba't ibang portion yung classes, starting with the warm-up, ayun, and then the strengthening, and then for the proper execution of the movements. So, ang tanong ko po, sa iba't ibang martial arts po ba, ganun din po ba yung parang components? Parang may iba't ibang portions din po na tinuturo para condition yung bata pagdating sa pagtuturo na ng movements. Simulan natin naman kay Sensei Ricky po.
Basically pare-pareho lang yan in terms of conditioning with karate, with jiu-jitsu, with capoeira, with arnis. We all do stretching at the start. So we do stretching, we do skills, drills, and then the forms, and then sparring. We also have sparring as well. So basically, I think it's all the same, no? Pare-pareho lang.
Okay. Yun po. Coach Alvin, yun po. Since sa inyo, meron po ba kayo nakikita parang na differences since nag-mix martial arts po kayo? Ayun po. Meron po ba kayo napapansin na parang ano yung mga ginagawa ninyong exercises specific po para maihanda yung mga bata to execute the different movements?
All right. Of course, in mixed martial arts, because of the term, we actually do a lot of, basically everything from we draw from other arts, from striking arts, from the grappling arts. But when you think about it, when you've been in martial arts for the longest time, you will see that we all have the same goals. We have the same exercises. We have the same focus. We teach determination. We teach goal setting. We teach conditioning. We teach being, you have to be responsible for your performance, because everything that happens to you will be because of you and because of the effort you put in. And, all martial arts are basically that way. They have the same goals. And I just like to share also that, I had these goals that were imparted to me at a young age, because one of the arts I first started with was with the AAK with Shihan Richard Lim. These are the principles that I've taken my whole martial arts career, and because of them, here we are.
Okay. And di ba madalas din po ba na nagkakaroon kayo ng mga estudyante na nababalian ng buto o nagkakaroon iba't ibang klase ng injuries? Paano nyo po ina-address yung possibility na magkaroon ng injuries yung mga bata?
Okay. Injuries can happen in any full contact sport, whether it's soccer or basketball or baseball or anything like that. That's part of it. Now, it's up to you as an instructor to conduct a training environment that lessens the chances of that happening. Now, sometimes in a competition, you have to make sure that you have good referees, good officials, a good tournament to make sure that, the percentages of having an injury are lesser. Of course, may aksidente. Of course, these things happen sometimes, but it's not as prevalent as people think. People think, pag nagmamartial arts ako, mabalian pa ako, masasaktan ako. It's actually not like that. If you look at martial arts tournaments, for example, you look at taekwondo tournaments, karate tournaments, judo and arnis, everybody goes in and everybody goes out the exact same way they went in. Same with jiu-jitsu. It's not na pagpasok na paglabas naka-stretcher na sila or anything. That's not true. It's basically just like any sport, whether it's basketball or martial arts.
Okay. So I think that your answer po addresses the concern of a lot of parents na hala baka mamaya mas prone yung anak nila sa injuries kasi syempre, di ba may contact yung martial arts, so baka mamaya mas nasasaktan. Ayun. Sige, punta naman po tayo sa third. Yes
if
po.
I may, no? Lahat kami dito, lahat kami ni Coach Cookie, Coach Alvin, si Master Gerald, we are all looking at the safety of our students. That's number one priority. Kasi in-entrust sa amin ng magulang yan eh. Uuwi yan, buo ulit. Ganun yun. Sigurado yun. What we can assure you, yung tinuturo namin sa kanila as a whole person, yung to strive for perfection, humility, and to learn to appreciate hardships, andyan yan pag uwi nila. No? So also, we need the help of the parents as well, the home. Kasi hindi pwedeng kami lang eh. No? So, kailangan is a partnership within the home and the school. No? Kasi sabayan eh, di ba? And I would say that partnership is perfect. Kasi nga, nakikita natin ang resulta ng mga bata na gumagaling sila, not just in the martial arts, but also in schools or in their endeavors that they're going to do in the future.
Going deeper, Sensei, nag-apply po ba sa lahat? Diba po na minsan meron tayong gloves and hitting pads na parang dun lang kayo pwedeng mag-strike para at the same time, maiwasan din po yung injuries. Does it apply to the other martial arts po?
Well, for karate, let me explain lang the gloves and the shin guards and everything. These are protective equipment. It doesn't mean that we have a glove. I'm talking about the sports side. It doesn't mean that we have a glove. It means we can touch. The glove is just an extension of the fist. So meaning, we practice sundome. What is sundome? Sundome is like a 1-inch punch. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-touch. Kailangan medyo mid-distance ka, 5 to 10 centimeters lang. Tapos, so it's just an extension of the fist. It doesn't mean na yung may gloves, pwede ka mag-tap. Hindi pwede ka tumama. Hindi rin. So, just in case of accidents, meron tayong safety na gloves. No? So, yun ang purpose nun.
So, yun sa mga magulang na nakikinig, yun po, wag po kayong mag-alala. Napaka-safe po. Well, ng ating martial arts, marami tayong precautionary measures na nandyan po para po syempre matuto ng ligtas yung inyong mga anak. So yun po. Pumunta naman tayo sa third part or yung second benefit naman ng martial arts for kids. Yun po, pakikipagkapwa-tao at pagbuo ng komunidad. So ito po, tatanong ko naman ito kay Coach Cookie. Coach, meron bang maituturing na sense of community ang mga estudyante ng martial arts, kasama na rin po ng mga teachers and mga seniors nila?
I think the first thing that's taught to a child is, self-work. In any martial art, of course, you work on yourself, your own skills, right? Your own safety. But then it's also emphasized that you're responsible also for your training partner. Pag nawala yung training partner mo, wala ka ng training partner, di ba? So you work towards pushing each other, but not to the point of hurting each other. And I think that's true for all martial arts. Then that's where the sense of community begins, because you sort of relate with your partner, and then when you switch partners, you relate with more and more people in your group, and that's a whole group looking out for each other already. And I don't think that's just limited to per school. Sometimes it extends and expands to different schools in the same martial art, and then it expands further into people who are just into many different martial arts, but who are into martial arts per se. So we see all of that happening. So it's individual, pairs, and then community, just working together to reach all those same goals that were mentioned earlier by the masters.
Okay, Coach Alvin, yun po, given your background po in mixed martial arts, may napapansin po ba kayo na stronger po ba yung relationship ng mga students with each other? How do they build friendships po in martial arts?
Okay, what happens is, syempre, even if when you step on the mat or you step in the cage or anything like that, even if you're by yourself, people don't know there's a whole team behind you that made you, molds you, teaches you, and guides you. So that kind of bond, ibang klase yan. If you notice, if you go to our DefTAC gatherings, let's say, for example, I'm actually at one right now, all of the parents are now together, and all of our children who all train together are actually all together as well. So there's actually a bond, because what happens is we not only train together, we compete together when we go to other countries. So that kind of bond is something that, that's a very special one that, that stays with you for a lifetime.
Okay. This question goes for everyone. Maka-experience na ba kayo na magturo ng aggressive student? Ayun. And over time, ano yung nangyari dun sa character niya because of training in martial arts? Conversely, meron na ba kayo natuturuan na bata naman na medyo meek? Tapos, mas na-develop yung kanyang character, and from an introvert, medyo natuto siya na, to relate with others better. Simulan natin kay Sensei Ricky.
Well, over the years na nagtuturo ko, it's always a mixed type of students. Merong introvert, merong extrovert, merong aggressive, merong tahimik, no? But at the end of the day, they become normal, because number one, you create confidence for themselves. So they learn how to appreciate yung hard work nila. So nagiging confident sila on whatever they're going to do. Not just in the physical aspect, no? Because as I was saying, pati school in Ateneo, where you were taking karate, we were known before. Karate club was known as a nerd club. Bakit? Kasi most of my students were honor students. They were not honor students before, and they became honor students because of the study habits that they have learned through karate training. So, nasanay sila na maging ganon, yung pagpursige sa pinaka-mahirap na dapat nilang gawin, na hindi sila na-pressure. So, naisasama nila yun sa pang-araw-araw nila na buhay pagkaharap nila ang eskwela. So, nakakatawa dahil nga karate school kami, pero most of our students were honor students. So, yun, nakakatuwa lang dahil yun ang mga hindi mo akalain, di ba, na mangyayari.
Okay. Ayan, tanungin ko rin po si Master Gerald and Coach Cookie. Naranasan niyo na po ba magturo ng mga agresibong estudyante na over time po medyo naging na-address na yung behavior nila, na naging mas mas kalmado and better na yung relationship nila with other students? Coach Gerald and then Coach Cookie po.
Yes. Thank you, Happy. That's fun. We actually get that. I think it's across all martial arts schools. No? You get a parent coming in saying, "Oh, I want my child to learn martial arts because one, maybe they're too aggressive, or second, they're not aggressive, or they're too quiet, no, meek." That's what you said. With that, my own experience is as soon as they get into martial arts and they understand what martial arts stands for, whether it's karate do, jiu-jitsu, and of course capoeira, and arnis, they they learn that they learn how to be disciplined. They learn focus, and at the same time they have a sense of responsibility because they start to understand kung bakit or ano talaga yung martial arts. That as a martial arts, we're supposed to be humble, we're supposed to be disciplined. Yes, we learn how to defend ourselves, we learn how to to kick, to punch, or to counter attack, but at the same time we have to we teach them a sense of responsibility that once you do these things, we do not want to harm other people, like your classmates, your friends, or even at home. And in that sense, as soon as they learn that, they become more like balanced. I would say, mabalance yung bata, whether coming at first when he was more aggressive, or she was more aggressive, or she was more quiet and timid. If they were very quiet, they gained that confidence, and if they were very aggressive, they learn to calm down. They learn to calm down because they know that life, just like what Shihan Ricky said, martial art teaches life lessons, and you can't go around like fighting everybody. It's actually better to make friends, and that's what as what you mentioned in community. That's what happened in school, in the class. Everybody becomes friends. The family members, even the parents, come along and they join the class, and they all become good friends. And in that way, again, it becomes a positive thing on the child.
Okay, Coach Cookie, yun po. Kayo naman po.
Throughout all the years that I've been training and all the years that I've been teaching, I see a lot of changes. Sometimes small changes at a time, sometimes big leaps immediately. I think it's all about awareness of the child or the adult training or martial art. They begin to be aware of how they are, what they can do, how they act when they lose, how they act when they win. And it's this awareness that begins to help them change or adjust their behavior. And that's what Sensei Ricky said, that they start to become normal, or they start to adjust and find middle ground, and be able to relate better with other people, be able to really ingrain that responsibility, that discipline, that humility, that all kinds of martial arts teach.
Okay. Ayan. Pumunta naman tayo sa discipline and character. I think of the various sports and extracurricular activities, pinakakilala ang martial arts for teaching discipline and molding a child's character. Yun. Sensei Ricky and Coach Alvin, gaano kahalaga ang martial arts, sa martial arts, ang pagbuo ng disiplina ng bata? Coach Alvin, sige po.
Okay. Sobrang halaga nun because unang-una, if you're a martial artist, kailangan may disiplina ka talaga. You have to train, you have to understand. Kasi in martial arts, there's 4 steps. There's learning, training, mastering, and making it functional, no? So you have to be able to go through all of the steps. You have to be able to do this. And while you're doing this, you will be building your discipline and you will be building your character. So as a martial artist also, we always emphasize that, everything that happens to you is because of the training that you put in. So ganun din yan sa buhay. Sa buhay, kung ito lang binigay nyo, don't expect ito, diba? Dapat, your efforts have to be commensurate to the respected reward. So that's how we go.
Okay. Sensei Ricky, kaya po.
Well, I agree with what Coach Alvin said. Actually, it's funny, there's karate, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, arnis, capoeira, but actually we're all the same. No? It just depends on what you like. kung ano ang gusto mong salihan. But again, I think the discipline, the mental toughness, the hardships, everything is the same eh. Iba lang ang approach. So, there is no such thing as mas magaling ito, mas magaling yan. We're all the same. Ano lang yan, it's how you put yourself into training and what comes after that. Kung anong end result because of your hardship towards training. So, yun ang tinuturo ng martial arts sa atin. No? Kaya ang tao tumitibay at natututo mag-appreciate ng kahirapan at challenges sa buhay. So, yun ang tinuturo ng martial arts.
Okay. Ayun po. Magandang binanggit ninyo, Sensei, na hardships. Ayan. Master Gerald and Coach Cookie. Yun po. Base po sa inyong mga martial arts, paano nyo tinuturo yung discipline and self-control sa mga bata? Master Gerald, simulan po natin.
For self-discipline and control, first, like I'll just make Arnis as an example since we use weapons. We explain to the student what the weapon is and what it can do, and we teach them the principle or what martial arts is all about. That we're not supposed to create harm; we're supposed to create good in society. So with that, as soon as they start moving, we teach them we guide their movement to a certain point that let's say when you do a strike, when you strike one, your strike one is only up to here. Then we partner them up with another student, and we say, so for example, for the child, we say, when you do strike one, you do on the left temple, when you strike here, it's only up to here. You have to be careful. We remind them that you always have to be careful, and the effects if you create harm, because if you go over it, just like what Sensei Shihan Riki said, just like in when you do sparring, there are certain rules that we tell the students that you can only go as far as this one, because if you go over this, it will create harm, and you don't want to harm other people. So again, by continuing to remind the students, they understand, and from there they learn how to control themselves, not to go beyond what is being taught by the instructors, because I'm sure it's the same in all martial arts, that most martial arts, if not all martial arts instructors, we go through a rigorous training program to ensure that when we teach the martial art, we are professionals, we maintain that type of discipline, because it's really important for the instructor to maintain that discipline during class.
Coach Cookie, kayo po.
It all begins with movement. I think everything begins through the body, and that's how all of this is taught. The kicks, the defenses, the evasions, it all involves a particular body movement. And sometimes when you realize you can't do it, you realize, I need to train more. That's where the discipline starts. And then the kids realize, I need to sleep well, I need to eat better, I need to exercise, I need to stay healthy. And then later on, all the other things are coming in. The history of the whole martial art, the philosophy of the martial art. In Capoeira, we have Portuguese, we have music. So that's part of how they learn all of those things that benefit them when they train.
Okay. Kanina nabanggit ninyo, merong iba't ibang character traits na natututunan yung mga bata from martial arts. So, nandiyan yung discipline, humility. Ang curious naman ako, paano nila maa-apply itong mga character traits na ito sa iba't ibang bahagi ng kanilang buhay? Hindi lamang sa loob ng dojo or ng setup kung saan sila nag-aaral ng martial arts. Sensei Ricky, tanungin ko po kayo. Paano po nila ina-apply itong mga character traits na ito sa iba't ibang bahagi ng kanilang buhay?
Well, in karate kasi, di ba? Number one, repetition. Repetition is always done in karate training. Bakit? Kasi we want it to become part of you. No? Just like, again, as I was saying earlier, when you walk and when you breathe, you don't think anymore. It becomes part of you because you do it every day. So that's what we teach in karate. We try to do it as often as we can para it becomes a part of you. So nagiging isang buong ano ka eh, nagiging isang yung tinuturo sa iyo, it becomes you. Nagiging part of you yung ano eh, yung lesson ng lahat na ginagawa sa iyo. Kaya yung hardship na-appreciate ng mga bata dahil nga yung siyempre sa umpisa hindi nila maintindihan yon, pero pag tumatanda na sila naintindihan nila kung anong ang end result ng paghihirap na ginagawa nila nung dati, no? Kaya nga ang karate sometimes it's boring for a beginner because ang tingin nga nila wala namang kwenta yan, paulit-ulit lang ang tinuturo niyan. But hindi naintindihan ng isang tao na yung paulit-ulit niyon yung pala ang nagpapatibay para sa iyo.
Ang ganda po na sinabi niyo, Sensei Ricky, about repetition. Kasi hindi lang hindi lang sa martial arts sila nagpapaulit-ulit ng mga natututunan nila. Even sa school, 'di ba po? Ibang lessons inuulit-ulit po because with repetition comes better understanding and of course mastery. So yun po, speaking of Master Gerald, yun po. Sa inyo po, paano po na-apply itong mga character traits na ito sa labas ng martial arts practice?
The way I look at it, I think it comes out natural for the student. As soon as they get into the gym, I think it was Coach who said this. They can be completely different person at first, and slowly you can see leaps and bounds, or sometimes small changes, or big changes on the student. And I think as soon as they develop that confidence, it builds their character. They learn discipline, they learn humility, self-respect. Immediately, they start to show it all around. They show it all around that when they go to school, when they go home, they I know in martial arts we also say, always remember after class when you go back home, always remember your master at home or your parents. So I think immediately the child, understanding that, they become better. And I think it was Shihan Riki who said that even in school, because of the hardships that they learn in martial arts, they build their mental toughness. They start doing better in school. So immediately, even by saying that, you can see that outside the dojo, the benefits of martial arts already starts to show on these students.
Okay. Coach Alvin. An application po, Coach Alvin, of character traits learned from martial arts in other aspects of the kid's life.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question? My line just went bad real quick.
Sure po. Yun, Coach Alvin, so yung question po natin ngayon is, how will the kids apply the character traits that they learn from martial arts in other aspects of their life?
Oh, okay. So a lot of people ask me that question. What I tell them is, life is full of challenges, unexpected things, sometimes failures. So, in martial arts, you're taught to deal with all of that. Sometimes when you enter a competition, you don't do as well. So basically, martial arts teaches you that as a person, your success or failure depends on nobody else but yourself. You are the only person in the way of your goal. And that's what we instill in all of our students. And that's, for me, the most important lesson I've gotten from the martial arts.
Napakaganda po ng sagot ninyo, Coach Alvin. Coach Cookie, kayo naman, paano po ang inyong tingin po?
I agree with Coach Sensei Ricky. Repetition is key. repetition is what ingrains whatever it is that you learn in your martial art. And you don't even have to think about it anymore after so many repetitions that you've done. The way you move, the way you interact with people, and you meet so many different people in martial arts, and the way you just move through life.
Nice. Yun po. Let's now go on to the next benefit of martial arts for kids, psychological well-being or psychological na pangangatawan. Yun po. Master Gerald, paano nakakaapekto ang martial arts sa self-esteem ng mga bata?
It's very positive. It's very positive. Doing martial arts, just like I think it was Coach Alvin who said that as soon as they do martial arts, they start learning the moves and they start accomplishing these moves. Like everybody, not even as a child, not even as a student child, you get that sense of accomplishment that you were able to do something that you never thought you could do, no matter how technical it was or simple. So the self-esteem of the child immediately, like I say, it's a very big, like a positive thing, because as soon as they were able to do it, let's say, I know in Karate Do they have forms. In Arnis we call it forms, or anyo. In Karate they call it kata. As soon as they're able to complete one kata or one form, it gives you that sense of accomplishment. And again, just like what Coach Cookie said, these movements, there's a lot of repetition, helps, and it goes back to the discipline, to the control. And as soon as you're able to accomplish these things, you feel awesome, you feel great, and it's a positive thing. And once your positivity can reflect on your other co-students, you start to how you say this, encourage the other students to do the same. So again, it's a very positive thing.
Okay. Thank you po, Master Gerald. Another question when it comes to martial arts and self-control naman po. Coach Cookie, question po, paano nako-control ng mga bata or paano tinuturuan ng martial arts ang mga bata na i-control yung kanilang emotions?
I think it's the whole experience. Children need to be able to process whatever emotion that they experience in class, in competition, or whatever, outside of the martial art even. The whole experience helps them process it. The whole community helps them process whatever it is that they feel in training, whether it's frustration about not being able to get a move, and they know that they have the support of their teammates, the support of their teacher, the support of their parents. They're able to work through that. Happiness about getting a move. They're celebrated by their peers. They're celebrated by their parents for sure. And they're celebrated by their teachers. So it's like whatever they feel, there's always someone else there who's feeling it with them or is helping them through that emotion.
Ito po, sa mga martial arts competitions, merong nananalo at merong natatalo. So, paano nyo po kinakausap yung mga winners para syempre hindi rin po papasok sa utak nila yung kanilang tagumpay, nilalaki yung ulo nila. And at the same time, how do you talk to the losers na patuloy pa din silang mag-train despite the loss, para syempre po, afterwards, gagaling din po sila. So, Sensei Ricky, napag-usapan natin to before about the growth mindset na based on experience po, meron kayong mga estudyante na maaaring magaling sa simula, pero natatakot silang matalo, kaya po bumibigay din po sila minsan, or they stop training. Yun po, Sensei.
Well, as I was telling you before, in my experience, in my teaching, I have some students who were, specially gifted, athletically, physically gifted. So they excel well, but they never experienced loss. So nung time na natalo sila or time na meron silang papasukan, hindi nila makope at they tend to back out. Kasi nga, hindi sila sanay. Hindi nila alam yung feeling nung pagkatalo. So, yun nga, as Coach Cookie was saying, it should be a part of the whole process. Well, in terms of karate, we want the child or the student to feel everything or experience everything inside the dojo. The first achievement, the first loss, the first cry niya, the first pain, it should be felt inside the dojo para he knows or she knows how it feels para when they go out in the real world, they know already na pwedeng mangyari sa kanila yun at ganun lang pala. Hindi pala ganun kagrabe. So para mawala yung fear and they know how to protect themselves. So, yung nga, sinasabi ni Coach Cookie, the community inside the dojo should be a part of the whole experience of the children para alam nila kung ano dapat na mangyari. Now, how do we cope with the winners and losers? Of course, yung winner, you have to find mistakes para they know they have to train some more. It doesn't mean that they're always there on top. There's no such thing as forever. Okay. And then for the losers, of course, you have to give them advice and tell them what went wrong. And then you have to give time for them to go level up para maintindihan nila kung saan sila nagkamali, saan sila kailangan magbago, anong kailangan nilang baguhin. So ganon, you have to explain to them. And there's no replacement in a master and a student relationship. You should have that, no? Without the master and student relationship, baliwala yan eh. If there is no true connection between the two of you, they can just come and go. Kasi nga, alam nila, indispensable eh. Pwede akong mawala, pwede akong nandyan, di ba? So, kailangan meron kayong relationship ng iyong estudyante. When I say relationship, it's a master and student relationship. Plus, the family is also very important because the family supports the student. And the whatever the sensei says, and then the family supports, then the child will understand.
Coach Alvin, yun po. Bilang nag-host din kayo syempre po ng mga tournaments and you also have your own students, how do you guide them through wins and losses in competitions?
Okay, whenever our students go to competitions, I tell them never to worry because only two things can happen. Number one would be, if you win, good. If you lose, even better because you gain a lesson. You get a life lesson and you learn to come back stronger. Now, there's no such thing as anything that's permanent in life, I tell them, whether you win or you lose. So let's say you lose, that makes it a lesson for you to come back bigger, better, and stronger. Now, the same thing if you're a winner. If you become a champion, that means you were the best just for that day. You're only as good as your last fight. If you want to become a champion, you have to live as a champion. So that's an ongoing thing. That's an ongoing process. It's actually a lifelong process. So we make all of our students understand that. So when they go inside to compete, there's no pressure whatsoever.
Napakagandang mindset din for a student na yung win is only good as the last fight. So ibig sabihin, kailangan, hindi porket nanalo siya, relax na siya, ay napakagaling na niya, but kailangan patuloy pa rin siya mag-improve.
Exactly.
And at the same time, for the loser, it's okay. That's just for today. I mean, he can come back stronger. Yun po. Master Gerald and Coach Cookie, kayo po. Minsan in the competitions you're hosting, and yung mga estudyante ninyo, how do you talk to them about wins and losses? Master Gerald.
Yes, thank you. I think just like what Coach Alvin and Shihan Ricky said, it really starts in the gym, no? Or in the community. When you first train for competition, of course you can't even win in your own dojo, diba? So the student learns, to strive, to work harder, to become better. So even there, the lesson of losses is already taught in the school, and the school itself, the dojo, the gym, comes together as a community to help the athlete, to help the student, to overcome, the fear of loss, or I'm afraid to lose, or I'm afraid to compete. And we encourage them. It's okay, because as soon as they learn, just like what Coach Alvin said, it's a life lesson. As soon as they experience the loss, okay, you lost in a friendly sparring match in the dojo, in the gym. What happens? Wala lang, we go home as friends, and we learn. We learn from our mistakes. So when they go into competitions, the coaches, the instructors, they're there as a support group, and of course a family. And as soon as they go into competition, we always say, don't worry about it. Just like what Coach Alvin said, we come in relaxed. If the two things happen, you win or you lose, and if you win, that's great, and we train again for the next competition, hoping that we can still win in the next competition, because you became winner in that competition because you were the best for that day. Then if you go home with a loss, that means you learn your mistakes. Like, oh, I should have done this. Next time I'll train harder on this one. I lack stamina. So as a person, going to what Coach Cookie said earlier, just very important, I think, was that you learn about yourself when you do martial arts, and when you do the sport. You learn that, oh, I need to train more cardio because I need more stamina. Oh, I need to build up my strength, and so on and so forth. So for us, it's learning from the school and going to the competition. Yes, athletes cry when they lose. Athletes also cry when they win. But what's important is it's that community and that support group that comes with the school or the dojo.
Okay. Coach Cookie, kayo po.
I agree with what Coach Alvin said. You either win or you lose. What's important is, I think, in whatever happens, it is acknowledged. Like, what you did right is acknowledged, and what you did wrong, or the mistakes that you did, you learn from. And I think that's where the coaches come in. It's important that the coaches discuss this with the athlete, because these are all learning experiences. So just processing the whole experience is very valuable to a martial artist.
Got it. Thank you so much. Now let's move on to the next portion. I think ito, maraming mga parents na nangangamba kung paano nga ba nila hahayaan yung mga anak nila na patuloy na mag-practice, but at the same time, accomplish so much in school. Especially since yung time ng mga anak nila, limited lang. So how can they balance, or how can they strike a balance between schoolwork and martial arts? So, ang tanong ko po goes to Coach Cookie and Master Gerald. Yun po, how many hours do your students usually spend training, and how can they balance, the training with their schoolwork? Coach Cookie.
I think it's a little bit easier now because most of us are just at home, so we don't need to spend travel time going to the gym. Most of our online classes are about an hour. We used to have them about an hour and a half to sometimes 2 hours in the gym. But because of online fatigue, it's very real. We've cut them down to an hour. Sometimes for kids class, especially the younger kids, it's even 30 to 45 minutes because that's how long their attention span is. For the younger kids, it's just about play, a little bit more about play. And it's really their parents who help them manage their time. The parents are the ones who said, okay, this is time for schoolwork, for the ABCs and the music and whatever. And then this is the time for play and for quote unquote extracurricular activities. As the child becomes older and the interest is there, it's the child who starts making time for that martial art. So then that's where you see na yung child really wants to finish the homework or to do it fast and right, so it's done, and they have this time enough for training for the martial art. I've heard some parents say that the martial art training is sometimes the prize that they give their child for finishing academic work. I think that's something that's nice to hear also.
Okay. Ayun, Master Gerald, in the case of your students, yun po, paano nga ba nila binabalance yung oras nila between schoolwork and training?
Yeah, I think Coach Cookie said it. Said everything there. Before pandemic hit, we were training 1 hour and a half to 2 hours. Each training session we were doing 3 times a week training. Now that we're just at home and doing online, it's about maybe 40 to an hour most for the training. Like what Coach Cookie said, it's a lot of what you got screen time or online fatigue is really real, no? And of course, getting the attention span, not only for kids, even for adults. We can see them like if we do an hour class online, they start to drift away already. It's really different when it's you're there in the gym or the dojo. But right now, it's a bit easier, just like what Coach Cookie said, because we have a lot of time at home. So when we do online classes, when we do the schedules, everybody's on time because there's no more travel time, so they can't say I'm late because of traffic. So again, I think looking at the brighter side, I think this is the advantage of online training.
Ayun. Nakakatawa pala po yung sagot ninyo ni Coach Cookie, Master Gerald, na because of the pandemic, on the bright side, wala na yung oras na sasayang dahil sa traffic, finding a parking lot to begin with. Ayun. Sensei Ricky and Coach Alvin, in terms of academics, di ba meron mga bata na hindi ganoon kaagad pinagpala or gifted when it comes to academics. Tapos ngayon magkakaroon pa sila ng additional activity, something that takes away their time from studying. In the case of your students, paano na-mold ng martial arts, the hardships and the mental toughness, paano sila pine-prepare at pinapagaling in terms of academics? Let's start with you, Sensei Ricky.
Well, number one, ang tinuturo ng martial arts, not just karate, is to learn how to appreciate hardships. So, in doing that, na-train yung kanilang character to appreciate yung hirap na ginagawa nila, tapos yung kung anong magiging resulta ng pinaghirapan nila. So it becomes a part of them already. So when they go to school, it becomes them. Ganun na yun. Sanay na sila doon. Hindi na sila na-pressure because sa hirap na ginagawa nila sa training sa dojo, madali na yung ginagawa nila sa school eh. It's a matter of how you concentrate, how you set your time management, di ba? So, ganun yun eh. So, I have so many students that are really good students and at the same time really good in terms of in schools, honor students, cum laude, summa cum laude. So, andun yun, nadadala nila yun sa training dahil sa martial arts. Kasi nakakatawa nga, we're different martial arts here, 4 kami. Pero we're all talking about the same thing, no? So it only shows that the martial art training really helps the child in their growth. In terms of here, utak, saka sa puso. Yun ang tinuturo natin.
Yun, bago ko ibigay yung yung stage kay Coach Alvin, ang ganda, sensei, nung sinabi niyo, no, na because of martial arts, natututo yung bata na i-appreciate yung hardship. Kasi ang napakadaming bata na once na mahirapan na sila, iiyak na sa magulang, sabi nila, ayaw ko na nito, pero because of martial arts, mas tumitibay, yun nga po yung puso at isip nila, na kaya na nilang ma-appreciate na despite the hardship, they'll learn something out of it. Yun po. Over to you, Coach Alvin.
For me, like, let's say, for example, how they balance academics and everything. I've over the years of teaching, I've had parents bring me their children with a plethora of different problems. Some would be clinically depressed, they'd have behavioral problems. Of course, we teach them, the spirit. All of a sudden, they get a clarity about things. Because once they understand that and they start performing, they say, if I can perform because I dedicated myself to this and I became good, why can't I apply this to everything else? And that's when we guide them. And, I'm very, very happy with the results. I'm happy to say that most of my top students, at least a good 80%, are all honor students. So, this is something that I never thought, I was just very, very happy to see. As a teacher, I was able to do that. Those with clinical depression, are functioning normally. Those who had prior behavioral problems, after they went to us, everything got fixed up. And I'm not doing anything special, all martial arts will do this for your kids. And, we just have to break through the misconceptions that people have. But then once they see it, once they see the results, martial arts should be part of every child's life.
Napakaganda po ng sagot niyo, Coach Alvin, no, na yun pala ang nagagawa. Yun nga po, hindi lang ng any particular martial arts, but all the martial arts po. So, now let's move on po to our conclusion. So, ngayon pong panahon ng pandemic, paano maaaring mag-aral yung mga bata na current students ninyo, and at the same time, pati rin po yung mga interesadong mag-aral ng martial arts. So, yun po, let's do this. So, Coach Sensei Ricky, kayo po, paano po yung mga online classes ninyo ginagawa? Paano po yung class schedule? And syempre po, paano nila po kayo pwedeng kontakin ng mga bata na gustong magsimulang mag-aral ng martial arts? So, yun po, Sensei.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, no, so we were limited to online classes, no. Normally, kasi we have branches all over Manila, then in the provinces, and our main gym is in Mega Mall. But since we're not allowed to do that, so we have online classes. So what we did, since it's difficult to fit them in one screen, no? So what we did, we separated the ranks. No? Let's say we have a specific class for white belts, specific class for yellow belt and orange belt, and green belt, blue belt, brown belt, purple belt. So hiwalay-hiwalay sila. So whatever branch sila, they go all together in one class. Kung tiga-Ateneo sa Tigalasal sila, magkakasama sila lahat, no? In one class. Basta we just follow the ranking. Para it's easier. It's easier also for the instructor to teach para hindi pahiwalay-hiwalay. He just teaches one rank. So it's easier for us. It's easier also for the student. And then yung nga, as sinasabi nga ni Coach Cookie kanina, normally ang klase namin is an hour and a half going to 3 hours paminsan. But now since yung nga dahil online, meron talagang nababurn out sa computer. So, we cut it to 1 hour lang ang per class namin. No? So, yun. So, if you're interested to join us in Karate Do by AAK, you can simply search us in the Facebook, no? Karate Do by AAK. And then, we can gladly respond to your messages. Or you can also call us at 0917 524-7570. So again, it's 0917-524-7570. or visit our Facebook page, Karate Do by AK. Just type Karate Do by AK. You'll see our schedules, no? So just PM us, and then we will reply to you. So that's it.
Okay. Master Gerald, over to you po on our knees.
Yes. So right now, we've been doing when it started the pandemic. I think maybe 2-3 months after, we started doing training just with our black belts and our instructors. Excuse me. This time we'll be opening our online classes to our regular students. So we're setting up a new schedule, which is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So just like what I said earlier, we'll be doing it an hour training online. So all our trainings right now will be online. The benefit is since it's online, I guess it's more open to a lot. We noticed during our training with our black belts, we were able to train our black belts all the way, in the US, even all the way in Europe. So I think this can be a positive thing, compared to the usual thing that we're doing in the gym. So we look forward to that. Again, if you wanna train Arnis or Eskrima in Doce Pares, so we're located in Cebu City, and right now you can reach us to our Facebook page. It's Doce Pares HQ. Just type in Doce Pares HQ, you'll find the page, and if you have inquiries and questions, please feel free to chat questions, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have on our training.
Okay. Yun po, Coach Alvin for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, I knew it. Okay, right. Full contact sparring. As of now, the IATF has only approved professional sports being able to train together, and for amateur sports, since we were the PSC and the POC, they've only allowed bubble training, but that's only for the people going to the Olympics. So as of now, we just do everything online. Most of our guys are part of a family. They're brothers or their sisters or their fathers also train. So we were just lucky in that regard. So they get to train with each other. That's what we do in anything. So you get more support and you have more fun that way. And the bonding is just the best. So from there, we just do our online training. And of course, whoever wants to train, we take people who just want to learn self-defense, who just want to get in shape. If you just don't want to get in shape, you just want to compete. It's the same thing. You just want camaraderie and just be around good people. Everybody is welcome. We have our website, deftacphilippines.com. We have our love to have you over.
Okay. And Coach Cookie, yun po. Kayo naman po, paano po yung online schedule ninyo?
So just like everybody, we've adapted to online classes. We have weekdays and weekend classes. Everything is found on our website. So just search for Ashe Capoeira Philippines or Ashe Capoeira PH. I think it's displayed down there, so you can see that. All you need is an open space, enough where you can extend your arms out to the sides and then extend your legs. That's on all directions. That's as much space as you need. If you have somebody with you at home who wants to train with you, even better. But the training can be just by yourself, so you can do the moves. We train toddlers, kids, teens, and adults. So anybody, the whole family can join. We've, just like what Sensei Ricky said, we've had to adjust the classes where we divide according to age. And for the teens and adults, we've divided the classes according to level. So there are beginner classes, so it's easier to teach a certain set of skills. And then there are advanced classes for those who've been training for a while. But yeah, we're open to anybody who's willing to try or who's wanting to experience capoeira. Online nga lang ngayon.
Okay. Ayan. So, any last words of advice? Ano yung pinaka gusto nyong iwanan sa mga tagapanood natin na maaring gusto na nilang subukan i-enroll yung kanilang anak sa martial arts? Simulan natin kay Sensei Ricky.
Again, sorry.
Ayun po. Ano po yung inyong gustong parang last words of advice para sa mga tagapakinig natin, tagapanood natin na maaaring nag-iisip na gusto na lang subukan mag-train yung anak nila sa martial arts?
Masasabi ko lang, enroll your kids in any martial arts, no? Not just karate, but again, makakabuti talaga sa development ng bata, lalo na kung mag-umpisa sila ng maaga, dahil ang bata kasi parang computer yan na wala pang laman. And if you feed them with the right attitude and towards training, towards life, they will become good citizens in this sa ating mundo. No, magiging maganda pananaw nila. So again, I'm inviting everybody to try Karate Do by AAK and learn the Japanese martial art of karate.
Okay. Master Gerald.
Yes. Just like what Sensei Ricky said, training martial arts teaches us self-defense, but more importantly, it's a core principles that we learn about self-discipline, self-respect, and humility. So I encourage everybody who's thinking about training martial arts, even your kids, if you want to train with your kids, try martial arts. It's really great. It's not just a sport, but it teaches you a lot of things. How to become a better person, how to be a stronger person, not only mentally, physically, but within. Try any martial arts. You have Karate Do there, you have Capoeira, and of course you have Jiu-Jitsu, and of course Arnis. So again, don't be afraid to try it out. Try it out and try any martial arts and find the one that you love and continue training.
Thank you, Master Gerald. Over to you, Coach Alvin.
All right. If you want your children to have life lessons and properly equip them for all the challenges they will face later on in life, make them do martial life lessons that they will learn. This is something that you won't get in school, it's something that they will learn and be with them for the rest of their life. So this is something that's very, very important that all kids should have. It's like I said a while ago, all kids should undergo some sort of training in the martial arts so they can understand these life lessons, so they can be properly equipped for all the challenges in life. And not just being equipped to handle the challenges in life, but to be able to excel in it as well.
Okay. Coach Cookie.
If you're already thinking of having your child enroll in martial arts, do it now. There are 4 of us here. You can choose one, do it now. And while you're at it, sali na rin kayo.
Ayan. Muli po, thank you so much. Maraming mga salamat po, mga masters, para sa pagbabahagi ninyo sa amin ng inyong oras at karanasan sa pagtuturo ng mga bata. Ayun. Sa ating mga tagapanood, sana po'y nagustuhan ninyo itong aming usapan kasama ang mga masters. Ano po ang inyong pinakamahalagang natutunan dito sa ating programa? I-comment ninyo po sa baba at ano pa po yung mga paksa na gusto ninyong pag-usapan natin. Ayun po. Kung nais ninyong matuto ng iba't ibang pamamaraan para pagalingin ninyo ang inyong mga anak, please mag-subscribe kayo dito sa aming channel. I-like at follow kami sa aming mga Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. Again po, maraming salamat sa panonood.